Okay, what is Tantra then? Tantra is broadly a discipline coming from South Asia. It is broadly Nepal, Sri Lanka, modern day Pakistan, maybe even some parts of Afghanistan, that whole region, modern day Bangladesh, so that whole area. One time, there are like 92 agama, the original text, like the in Christianity, like Bible. Like if you have the one Bible, then you can think of like 92 similar Bible type texts. That is what broadly those texts are called Tantra. But when we think of Tantra, mostly people don't think about the books. People think about the mantras. And I know I need to tell you what mantras are. People think of the mantras and the mandalas, meaning the geometric designs, and the visualization of Kundalini, that there is some kind of energy in each and every one of you, a serpentine force, some kind of inner energy that needs to be rekindled. And that phonemes have powers, something like the sound frequencies, vibrations, they have powers, energies that work in our psychophysical, like in the subtle levels, that can change our thinking. Nowadays, you would say that neural synapses, because nowadays we like to talk about the brain and the functioning of the brain. But what they were saying in those days is like you can completely change your personality by a repeated sonic frequency. That is what called mantras. Basically, you repeat the same thing again and again. And so you have, there are a couple of words I have not explained, but the mantra and the mandala. And then there are these deities, although the deities are not necessarily unique to tantras, but tantras necessarily make deities very complex. That I could say not exclusive to Tantra, but unique to Tantra. What is complex? For example, 16-headed goddess, or a goddess with 10 heads or 5 heads. A goddess riding on top of like 5 gods. And the peculiar thing I missed now when I was repeating goddess, goddess, goddess. Now, peculiar thing is Tantra, although there are many types of Tantra, like worshipping the male or the female gods or goddesses, and you can even say androgynies, because there are like half male, half female gods or goddesses, whatever you like to prefer. They are predominantly Shakta. Shakta meaning goddess worshipping. And in that sense, Tantras retain one of the most earliest aspects of worshipping fecundity, worshipping the mother nature, and honoring the aspects of the mother. And in that sense, it is also, for the West, it is counterculture, but in India, in the classical time, it was for the Shakta, the goddess worshipping world, the mainstream to reject the orthodoxy imposed by the religious priests. So one thing last in introducing Tantra, what you may like is Tantric texts kind of mock sometimes, but oftentimes at least don't give a damn about all the orthodoxical rules, caste hierarchies, caste control, gender control, regional control, those kind of things. This is almost like revolutionary in that sense, that they didn't see that those type of dogmatic values were based on the absolute realization, and therefore the agamas, the original texts of tantras, repeatedly assault on those types of orthodoxies. And I'm not saying that Tantra is completely free from orthodoxy either.